Hey! Welcome back to another Prairie Ranch farm vlog. I'm Aaron. Thank you for tuning in. Well, this video is going to be a little different than usual. I'm going to be releasing my video tomorrow as usual, my farm vlog on Saturday morning. However, I came across a very important and interesting article that impacts myself and a lot of people. So here we go. Aaron, why do you have a chair out in your calf lot? The answer is very simple. The reason my chair's here is I'm enjoying it while it's still around. That chair might not be here in a couple years if this conservative Pallister government continues decimating and destroying us small farmers and farms. Mr. Pallister, you and your conservative government have made a doormat out of us ranchers, cattle producers, farmers for much too long. You have made it near impossible to grow. You are absolutely toxic to our industry. We are done with you wiping your dirty, crappy boots in our backs because you can only do it so long before it starts to bite you in the behind. It started off with healthcare cuts. That impacted me. My wife's in healthcare, my family's in healthcare. It affected the communities that we all live in, these healthcare cuts. Yeah, you know what? Maybe the healthcare industry was unhealthy. Maybe it was unsustainable, but there's better ways to do it than shut down ERs, etc. and services, especially to these smaller communities. Education? Oh yeah, I'm impacted with that too. Don't get me started on education. Job well done. There's another check mark on your resume. Fantastic job, Mr. Pallister. Now, for all you guys and girls that say, hey Aaron, it's you country people, you country folks that voted in this conservative government, I have this to say. No, it was not. I did not vote conservative, nor would I. All right? I definitely won't now, as are a lot of people in the area, after being poked, insulted, and just plain out treated horrible. Who would vote for conservatives after this? You'd have to be a lunatic. Now, the reason I brought you here is I want to read you a quick article that Mr. Wabakanu, the NDP leader here in Manitoba, put out about beef producers and, you know, farmers in our area. It was quite refreshing to hear this coming from a politician. Share this video. Let's get the word out. Nobody picked up on this letter, but let it go viral. Let people hear what the NDP is doing, or at least giving us a voice. You know, trying to make a change for the better in our industry. We should be flourishing. We have an amazing we could have an amazing egg industry out here, but it's been struggling. Why? Because it's improperly run by the conservative government. Thank you once again, Mr. Pallister. So, this small article is called Protect Manitoba's Rural Producers, written by Mr. Wabakanu, the leader of the Manitoba NDP party. Last fall, beef producers and Crown land leaseholders were stunned when the Pallister government unveiled, without any warning, massive changes to the Crown land lease programs. Producers stood up and spoke out loudly in opposition to these harmful changes, but the government has failed to listen. On December 3rd, with no announcement to the press, the Pallister government quietly forced through additional regulatory changes to the Crown Lands Act. With the stroke of a pen, the government has made life harder and more expensive for farmers and ranchers, while making it easier for big corporations to outbid the next generation of producers. Fantastic job, Mr. Pallister. This sounds like a really good fail-safe plan for you guys. You'll make lots of money, right? Get us little guys out of the way. It's not just a pocketbook issue. It's about the future of Manitoba's rural communities. The Conservatives' change to the Crown land leases undermine producers' ability to hold on to their land, putting a 15-year limit on leases and putting new leases up for auction once the term is up. They've raised rents by up to 300 or 400% to make things worse. As a result of the changes, many producers will pay 2 rent payments in 1 year. That's perfect. We can all afford that. We had such astronomical earnings in cattle this last year or two, right? It's been fantastic. Sarcasm. This is in addition to the Conservative plans to eliminate unit transfers. It makes it next to impossible for producers to coordinate transfers of their leases when they sell their private land. So if I sell my farm, Crown Land's not going with it, even if it's in the middle of the operation. These changes make it harder for families to pass on their businesses to the next generation and make it much harder for young producers starting up. Instead of helping local producers, the government has made it easier for out-of-province corporate landlords to take over the Crown land, and those kinds of renters don't even have to be here doing the work on the land to run them. Putting corporate interests ahead of local producers is a grave mistake, one that will have long impacts on the health and well-being of rural communities for generations to come. Absolutely. Over the last year, I've heard hundreds of ranchers and producers who said the proposed changes to Crown land leases by the Conservative government would hurt their businesses and their families. Producers come together to advocate, holding town halls, sending letters, emails, and making hundreds of phone calls. My team, being the NDP party, and I have pushed the Conservatives in the legislature and media to do the right thing and abandon these changes, but the Conservative government refuses to listen to the producers and refuse to consult with First Nation communities. This doesn't sound like our government. They always listen to us. Producers need a government that provides stability and security and invests in rural communities. Sustainable supports for rural communities is the key to a healthy Manitoba. Absolutely, Mr. Canoe. You hit it on the head. Why aren't you in power? And that needs a Crown land leasing program that is fair to all Manitobans. Yes, we need that, obviously. I will continue to fight for a better future for Manitoba's producers and to call for the government to reverse these harmful plans. So that was what Mr. Wabakanu wrote. He's the NDP leader here in Manitoba. He wrote that article I read, and it was really refreshing. It was nice to hear from a politician. And I'm going to imagine he would carry through with his promises, or at least fight for them, because he's been with us from the beginning. Even before the elections, he was pro-ag, pro-farmer, pro-small beef producer. You know, everything is connected. It's a chain, right? But us small producers, us farmers, whatever you do, even if you're outside of the rural area, in an urban area, you have to kick back and think everything is connected here. These guys are connected to you in some shape, way, or form, definitely. But I'll tell you what, Mr. Pallister, you and your Conservatives can get your prods, get your pokers the hell away from us. We are not doormats. We got to get a voice. We got to get heard. We have to get heard, and things have to change. The egg industry is not healthy. Us cattle producers are hurting. We're really hurting. I was just talking to a guy east of me, way east. Anyways, these people have been pushed out of their farms. He's one of the last farms left. He had to decrease his herd several times just to make do with what he has. Rents have gone up so much. When I asked them personally, why the heck are these rents going up so much? He said, they haven't changed in 10 years, so we had to change them. So they just, boom, done. They raised them all. They jacked them up 300-400%, saying, okay, well, we're done. It's just, it goes on the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years of cattle prices. That's ridiculous. Slowly raise them a little bit. Inflation, I understand, but that's overinflation, you know, especially when our profits have been so down. Anyways, share this video, get the word out. This is an unhealthy government. This is a toxic environment. They are causing a toxic environment for all of us Manitobans. I hate talking politics. I hate politics. I'm not a politician, but at least NDP sounds like they have our backs. They're listening to us small guys. So that goes a long ways in my book. You know, if they're going to hold true to their promises, I think they might. I really do think they might. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you share this video, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers until then. Catch you later. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye for now.